long time no see, right? Welcome back to another episode of the Whispers of Lindwurm. This is Hoopoe whispering into your ears the updates about the Warcrow universe and games. Come on, travelers, what's with the surprise faces? I thought I made it crystal clear that I am a member of the Science. However, one has to hide from the judgment of the world, and I have to wear no more boring clothing from time to time. These peeps in the other nations in Lindwurm, so judgmental. Today we are diving into the darkest side of magic in the Warcrow universe. We are going to learn how we can use it in the dungeon crawler and what consequences it might or might not have. Oh, and also, I am especially happy today because I am introducing my lovely, lovely pet. Well, that is, if I can find her, because I haven't seen her for a while, and I wonder where this girl went, because it's not like you cannot see her, right? Lola! I'm sure she will be here. She will show up at some point, pretty sure. So what do you say, travelers? Are you ready? Let's go. Lola! Lolilla! Lola! If you have been following the Warcrow Universe project for a while, you'd be familiar with the sentence, magic comes with a cost. If this is the first time you come across one of these Whispers of Lindwurm, first of all, hi, how are you? Welcome, my name is Hoopoe. And second of all, yes, magic is something not to goof around with in Lindwurm. And with this new cycle of magic and the influence of the shard in the world, the effects of magic are more intense, both for good and for bad. In Lindwurm, when people perform magic in any way, casting a spell, reciting a magical psalm, applying on the skin a magical mixture, being in contact with a magical atmosphere, chances are something would appear on the skin. This is what we call the stain, and it can be dealt with. Many cultures in Lindwurm have their own ways to drive the stain away. However, if the stain is left on the body and magic keeps on being performed, generating more and yet more stain, there is where there is no turning back and the tinge appears. The tinge is permanent. The tinge has irreversible effects, and it can open paths many do not venture to explore. Both the stain and the tinge have a solid presence in Warcrow adventures. Throughout the game, your characters will be in contact with magic mostly all the time, and when they use some of their abilities and some weapons or special objects, or just because they are being stupid enough to set foot where they are not supposed to, they will gain stain tokens. If those are not cleansed from the character sheet, the stain will turn into a tinge card. And those are, well, what am I going to say? They will unlock powers and abilities beyond your imagination, your limited human imagination, that is. True, they come with a high cost and permanent consequences, but how sure are you that you would reject a boost of power when given? Huh? Oh. Lola? Seriously, where is this girl? I'm sorry, I just thought I heard. I just so want you to meet her. Lola! The characters you will play in Warcrow Adventures will have different elements available on their journey and shebangs around Hathorn Point and its surroundings. So far, we've seen the character sheet, the equipment cards, and the consumable cards. But there's more. Now we'd like to take a step further and show you the ability cards. Few things to know beforehand. Very important few things. First, like equipment cards, each character will have their own deck of ability cards, and they won't be interchangeable. The number of cards you can bring to a mission will vary as you progress throughout the game. You will also unlock new abilities as you progress through the campaign and complete missions. And the abilities on the cards, the timing and how to use them will be specified on the card. Finally, ability cards are in sync with each character's special mechanic, which varies from one character to the next one, and it will never be the same one. Each character in Warcrow Adventures plays with a different mechanic. For example, Zoka uses Taunt, Darach marks targets, and Naida spreads her magical orbs, the Naurlin, throughout the board. Let's see what these characters have to offer then. As Zoka is the tank of this family, a key ability to her is to focus the damage on her to protect her companions. Zoka uses Taunt tokens that she can place on enemies, and when an adjacent taunted enemy activates, you can use this ability. Where do you think you're going? I love this name quite much. Rotate these cards and you will become the target of these enemies' actions, all of them. She must protect Darach as a ranger, as a hunter, as a CNN, uses the hunter's mark to mark his targets, and he's quite good at it, if we must say so. That's why this ability, Double Target, will allow you to get to not one, but two enemies during a single attack. When you strike with him, at the end of the resolution, you can rotate the card to perform another character against another enemy within range of your weapon that's bearing the hunter's mark. Oh my, this boy is electric. He has so much energy. Oh, wait. I think I saw it. Lola, is that you? I spoke of the Naurlin briefly before, and they are orbs that Naida can place on the board and use for different purposes. For example, if playing with her, you'd place a Naurlin adjacent to an enemy, you could use this ability, Naurlin Explosion, before you cast a spell. You would remove the Naurlin to add a yellow or orange die to your roll. Convenient, right? Why, though, did we give you the choice? Well, because as we've mentioned in other episodes, dice in Warcrow are not organized on a worse to better scale. Each die has its pros and cons, and perhaps in a particular role, a yellow die could come more in handy than an orange one, or the other way around. Oh, there you are, Lola! I've been looking for you for a while. Where have you been hiding? Call me a calm. Who's a good girl? Who is a good... Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Look at you. What's with all the blood on your tails? What have you been doing? Is that an on? Lola, no snacks before dinner. I've told you. Thing. Now, travellers, meet one of the magnificent creations of our progenitors, the first of many beasts reborn under the science of Yaldabaoth, Oath, the Key-pleat. Where the Key-pleat comes from. Yes, Stella, yes, I'm talking about you and your seat, please, yeah. Powered by the enlightenment of the flesh architect, the progenitors have taken one step further into modifications of the body, and they have carefully crafted these beasts by merging the best and thoroughly selected pieces of pulsing, living flesh. They are still alive, their hearts do still beat, and they are no longer, well, whatever they used to be. That's definitely not important. And yet, yes, this is living flesh, reattached and rearranged to turn into something magnificent. The Key-pleat are not living corpses. The blood flows, the hearts pump, the lungs breathe. Oh, marvelous. Contemplate their prowess, be marveled by their new life. The flesh can come from any source, from any animal or beast, We don't discard materials just because under the science, isn't that right, Lola? The beasts created by the progenitors are of various kinds, and the Key-pleat is not even the biggest of them. We use other materials for other purposes. Orc, varank, and dwarf flesh, intelligently combined with human and elf flesh, they go perfect for all. Well, you get to know in time. Today's all about you, my dear. Yes, it is. Lola, let's go. Now is not your time to go play. Lola, sorry, travelers. She's a bit fidgety today. Take a look at this beautiful, magnificent creation, this glorious beast. Like characters, enemies in Warcrow adventures will have their own cards where their stats will be displayed and also their abilities and side effects and much more. Isn't that right, Lola? Am I right? Yes, I am. Yes. Now, let's go. Lola, sit. That's a good girl. Sit. Very good girl. Let's go over the Key-pleat stats, shall we? These babies have a powerful attack and a magnificent set of abilities. Their switch allows them to stun the target of their attacks, and those unfortunate souls to be bold enough to come closer. Well, bold for sure. Those that come too near will be trapped by the Key-pleat's tails and will not be able to generate movement points nor to run anywhere. Oh, and let's overview my favorite part. Lola, like any other Kipleacht you will come across during Warcrow adventures, is fearsome, terrifying, and imposing. The target of the Kipleacht's attack will have to test their courage, and if they fail, they will be frightened. And believe me, you're going to need a strong willpower to face these creatures. You're such a precious beast, Lola. Yes, you are. Oh, and you want to know something funny? Some people outside the science call the Key-pleat the ankle snatcher because they certainly enjoy and like to immobilize their prey, grabbing them by the ankle. Isn't that right? Oh, you're adorable. Do you want a snack? Get this one. Do you want it? Do you want it? Yes. Come on. Oh. Okay. Chew. Swallow. God, you were hungry. Do you want to see how this beast, this powerful creature will look up on your tables? The moment has come for us to see the Key-pleat's miniature. Take it away, Cora. What a surprise, I do. The gesture, the threatening pose, the twisting of the tails. This is a fantastic creature that would, for sure, challenge and probably scare the hell out of the characters in Warcrow adventures. Watch out, travelers. They are coming for you. Eat that. Whoop! Now that you've met two of the enemies included in Warcrow adventures, there's a question to be answered. How are the players going to manage the enemies, the scenarios, and all that jazz? Well, it is with great excitement that we can tell you that this dungeon crawler will count with his own app. Yes, we can finally say it. Let's see what this app will do in our dungeon crawler. First of all, the app will manage the whole campaign. It will save your progress and keep track of the decisions you make throughout the missions, like opening door A or door B, like choosing to behave in a different way with a particular NPC. In this game, decision making is very, very important, and every decision counts. They will shape the development of the campaign for you. The app will also carry the weight of narrative. The narrative in this game is super important. We've mentioned this in interviews and in all the episodes, but let me insist, narrative is pivotal in this dungeon crawler. All the text will be displayed there on the tablet or computer or phone that you're using to play. Dialogues, text, descriptions, interactions, and such. The app will indicate to you when an attribute test is required and will manage what happens in case you do or don't pass them. So convenient. Also, the artificial intelligence will be managed by the app as well. The app will tell you how the enemies behave and how and where to deploy them. And this brings me to the next point. Deployment and scenario preparation will also be explained on the app. Thus, we won't have the picture of a complete map somewhere and will avoid major spoilers for you players. Also, you won't know what's coming until you have it literally on top of you. And this is all for now. Thank you for joining us. Hey, stay. Make sure to follow and subscribe to not miss any update of the Whispers of Lindwurm. Tune in with us next time to have a closer look at Hawthorne Point and its dynamics, and a new miniature, another character reveal, and much more. Lola, I swear to the architect, stop it! Stop it! Calling out the followers of the Two Moons, are you there? Would you like to visit Feudum with me and get to know better its people? Have a lovely day, travelers, and be aware, the fog is coming. Lola, stop! Hi, before you leave, we would like to make a very special announcement. You may have noticed this by yourselves already, but the music in this episode of The Whispers of Lindwurm and the latest one has been different. This is because we've partnered up with a composer that has created our own very soundtrack for these Whispers of Lindwurm updates. And her name is Sonsoles Davila Alonso, and you can follow her in this profile over here. We have been delighted to work with her. We love her work so much, and we hope you show her the love she deserves. So thank you so much, Sonsoles, for everything you've done, and yeah, see you next time.